It seems like the more right you are about Enfield, the more negative of a response you get from the elitist part of this community. If I'm not talking about you and you play Infield, then you don't have to listen to a single word I'm saying. I have to preface this so much because the Infield community has to be the most insecure community in gacha that I've ever seen in my entire life. Even more than the ZZZ elitists at this point. And also, it's annoying whenever you make a video criticizing this game, and if you're not beating around the bush and dressing up everything you say by trying to be polite, then the super insecure elitists just automatically classify it as drama. So let's start off simple. The gacha system in this game is really bad. I'm sure most of us can agree, but if I caught the wrong audience, now this video is considered drama because I simply stated a fact that everyone should know. Instead, should I have said, oh, well, I really love this game, but you know, sometimes I wish that they would add an extra resource within the factory so I could spend more time on this game. I only spend about 19 hours on the game when I could really be spending 20. And you know, I really want Hypergriff to have that extra hour of my day. Let me tell you something. It's okay to want to save time. You don't have to continue to eat shit in this game or clean literal shit off of the ground in this game, which is something that you do, by the way, to ignore the fact that in this game, you're practically working towards nothing anyway because of how poor the endgame is. What are you investing all of this time into? Acting like the endgame isn't important is ridiculous because yes, there are casual players that don't care about it, but first of all, if you're watching this video, I highly doubt that you're a casual gacha player. And when it comes to people that play these games a lot, they will inevitably reach that end game, which has to be good for players like you. And it shouldn't just be a factory optimization simulator that nobody is going to want to play long term. There is a reason that there is a ton of people quitting this game and why you're seeing the views drop every single day for this game. One of the main things that is enticing for a gacha game is the new character that comes out, right? Everyone wants a new character. Let's not lie to ourselves. It's okay if you can't get every single character in the game free to play, sure, but this game makes it as hard as possible to even get one limited character. You have to dedicate a ton of time to this game to get even one character because remember, there is no pity carryover and the pull economy is atrocious. You have to play this game constantly as a free-to-play in order to get that character that, once again, let's not lie to ourselves, everyone wants the new character in a gacha game. If you're okay with skipping like 10 characters in a row, good for you. But not everyone wants to do that, especially when you are highly incentivized to pull in this game more than any of the other big 5 gacha games. Imagine a game with this much potential, this much hype, and this much advertising, completely flopping, and you will still get hate for telling the truth, with people telling you things like, oh, well, just quit. Like, sorry, I'm not just a quitter, and I actually want the game to get better, because it would be great if more gacha games were actually good and not just a FOMO disaster. If more gacha games could go mainstream, that would be great, and it would give really good games competition. Believe it or not, at the end of the day, I really do just want more gacha games to be good, but it seems like people just want to hold back these games by spamming buzzwords like tribalism and drama every time someone is literally just stating simple facts about the game that need to be fixed or need to be made better. Like, do you realize that your favorite CCs only play this game when they're sponsored to play it? How is it that I care more than your favorite CC does about this game, who just grifts their way to a sponsorship and lies to you while they get paid? they are the only ones getting the benefit out of that transaction, because you're just getting lied to and not getting paid. So how are you going to get mad at me for at least having the decency to tell you the truth that this game needs to get better? It's not perfect. And if this doesn't apply to you, then of course, just ignore what I'm saying once again. And can you blame your favorite CCs for only playing the game when they're sponsored? Because Enfield videos are getting less and less views anyways. And if you're saying, who cares about the views? Everyone does. Maybe there's like a few people that don't care, but I bet most creators making videos for this game only upload it when they're sponsored, because yes, they care about views. Don't let these people lie to you. I'm not trying to point out anyone specifically, but I absolutely hate, and it is one of my biggest pet peeves, when someone tries to say that they don't care about the views and then actively still upload videos that garner them more views. It is actually one of the most annoying things ever. Like, by the way, a lot of the same people saying shit like that are constantly chasing views so they can get sponsors. Like, when did it become a bad thing for people to want to watch your videos to the point where actively killing your channel and uploading shit that nobody wants to watch makes you cooler? But all in all, I think it's just an excuse people use to cope with the fact that what you're saying is right and they can't disagree with you. So they'll just say things like, oh, you're just trying to get views, even though they definitely agree with what you're saying or what I'm saying. And it is still ridiculous how many people still bring up Wuthering Waves in this conversation when it comes to a creator criticizing Infield. And if you notice, I rarely actually see criticism for Wuthering Waves. It's usually just people being like, oh, well, you glazed the game and that's why you think everything else is trash. When in reality, I don't even think that people think that Wuthering Waves is bad, because there is actually never any legitimate criticism and everything is always a reach. In fact, most of the criticism that I see comes from the Woowa community themselves. And then when you finally see criticism from someone that doesn't play the game as much, you get a video like this.
I think the root of why she just does not appeal to me is in how she relates to one of my pet peeves in the real world. I hate the way people idolize natural talent and devalue the effort people put in to achieve their goals. When that's the pattern for everything about a character, I end up feeling like the author is just trying to manipulate me into liking their creation. I lose my immersion in the story, which is incredibly frustrating, and I end up disliking the character as a result.
Now, yeah, it is usually pretty funny when the entire Woowa community calls someone out for a BS take like this and just wonders why they don't say they don't like the game. In this case, I do think that she got a crazy amount of backlash. So do not send this person hate. That's not the point I'm trying to make. So when you see a game like Woowa getting criticism like that, and then when we're talking about Infield and saying something as simple as the pull economy is horrible, now I'm grifting. And not the guy who's sitting here glazing the game, gargling the devs for 10, 20, 30 minutes, just avoiding all the bad parts of the game so they can get a sponsor, then that's okay. Okay, your word of the day today is 7, as in 7 deadly sins. I did try to play the new 7 deadly sins gacha game on my stream the other day, and it didn't really go too well because, first of all, I don't know if it's just me, but that game ran like shit, at least on my PC. I know I heard some other people saying that it didn't run very well, and I felt like if I played that game for longer than 30 minutes, my PC would have turned into an oven. Also, I'm pretty sure it made my stream start lagging like crazy. So it was a terrible start off to that stream. And when we're talking about the gameplay itself, it definitely felt like a mobile game. So I don't think it was a crazy high budget there. But honestly, I think we're spoiled from the newer gachas and their gameplay. But yeah, I didn't think it was that good. So maybe somebody else enjoyed it, but not me personally. I think my biggest issue was the optimization. And we all know how these anime IP gachas go. they're pretty big for like the first week and then nobody cares after the next week. And some people might get mad at me for saying that, but don't act like it's not true. You can't name me an anime IP gacha that stayed relevant for longer than that. Literally nobody cares after the first week. I would love for that to change. Once again, I want gacha games to be good. I don't want them to just be mobile garbage, but that's what a lot of these games come out looking like. And in Arknights Infield case, yeah, the game looks great. It looks like a AAA game, but at the end of the day, it might as well have all of the same problems that a gacha had in like 2010. So yeah, the fact that it looks like a AAA game at the end of the day doesn't really matter to me. So yeah, maybe a One Piece gacha game would save us, because I don't know if y'all been watching the One Piece live action recently, but they broke the live action curse when it comes to animes having terrible live action adaptations. So maybe One Piece could come through and have a really good gacha game, and they've had pretty decent PS5 titles. But what makes the 7 Deadly Sins game even worse is that they use the second generation of the 7DS characters, when literally one of the most popular characters in anime is in the first generation, which is Escanor, of course. So I have no clue what they were thinking here by using the second generation to be playable characters in this game. But on the bright side, it still looks more popular than I thought, at least on the Twitch side of things. I don't know about YouTube. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this far. If you have, you look cute today. Peace.